if you circulate murder long enough, you can come to know that city. And each of you, in some ways, are kind of tied to a city. Perhaps Cleveland, though you're not too totally tied. Obviously, LA, and you go to DVD. I remember about Los Angeles, clearly Washington D.C. and New York, Long Island. So, how important is setting in place to the plot of your novels? And how much do you like to know the grist of the city or the area?
I think it's important. Somebody once said one of my books, I did write a BEA novel eventually, but the second main character was Vietnam. I mean, it has to come alive. I mean, there are books that are set in fictional places that do well. All these names they do, like Metropolis. Well, okay, writing is good, whatever. The story may be good, but it's the place, it's the time and the place, and especially if it's a regional book, books about the South, you need to feel that. I wrote a couple of books on Long Island. I try to capture Long Island as best I knew when I grew up there. The North Shore with the Gold Coast, and a lot of people afterwards said it was the best book they read about the North Shore of Long Island since the Great Gatsby. There's only actually two. One of them was Gatsby, one of them was mine, but that was a good compliment. But it wasn't
second best book
on the North Shore of Long Island. But it wasn't for the place. It wasn't for the Gold Coast. It would have been a book. Right?
Critical. And DC, you live in Florida, but I don't know.
Yeah, I lived in DC for almost a decade, and to me, listen, setting is character, right? I mean, and I think every novel is a giant lie that's trying to masquerade as the truth, right? We are lying on every page. We're making it all up and trying to convince you it's real. And I can make up whatever I want. I can say there are underground tunnels that go from the White House to Disney World, and they go the whole thing, and then you laugh, and you know that that's nonsense because our society today has so much access to information. We have the best BS theaters of any society, right? We know we're being lied to very quickly. But if I say to you, you're in the lower parts of the White House, or on the ground floor corridor, and you're going to see a statue of FDR on your left. Make a left at the statue. You're going to enter a room where there are chairs stacked to the ceiling. That's where they store the chairs for the state dinner. Now go out the back of that door. You're going to feel an air conditioning ducts above your head. They're going to go downward. You can smell flowers. The White House flower shop is on your left. Go to the dead end, and you're going to see it when you make a right-hand turn, a steel door. That's actually the secret underground tunnel below the White House. That's the bomb shelter. Now you go, wow, that's real. And I think, and that is real. That's where it really is. And suddenly that big scene that I'm trying to convince you is real takes on a whole new reality. And I think to me, I guess I can make it up, but to me it's so much better when you have it feel like it really did take place.
Yeah, I think an A+ reading experience is when the reader just melds with the main character. They just connect, and they don't even know it, but they're nodding their head as they're reading because, yeah, I get that, I would do that, I understand that person. And one of the tricks, I guess you call it the trick, of delivering that, of making that empathic bond, is in delineating their world. And so if you're going to write about Los Angeles, get Los Angeles right. And throw in all these kind of little details that sell that connection. So as Brad said at the top of his statement, it's place is really character. There's a tendency to cut everything into place, character, plot, and everything is all it's all one thing. It's really character, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I'd agree, absolutely. It needs to feel like a character. I think one of the things that any good writer is doing with place at all times is showing how it has shaped and changed the main character. Whether they're still there during the course of the book, whether it's someplace they left. We're all shaped and changed by the places from which we came, and you can't get away from that. So trying to get away from your shadow. That you carry that with you. So I try and look at how place affect the decisions the character makes, because to me, good drama is choices and consequences. And if the place can affect the choice and lead to consequence, I think that's a really organic and nicely tied narrative, and I love across that and great writers, and these guys are all doing it all the time.
Okay, this is going to require a one-word answer. Ready? We're in the dawn of e-books. We all grew up with physical books. you're reading, do you prefer print or digital?
Print.
Print.
All right.
I could have said digital, but speaking that.
How has the explosion in digital devices and ebooks affected you? Does it do anything to the way you write or kind of think about readers? I know Michael Connolly last year, I think you got into the million Kindle Club, was one of the first people in that. Does that change anything for you, or is it really, no, our process remains the same and that's just another output?
Listen, Michael won't answer that question because he's the million Kindle Club. He doesn't want to. Please, just don't even avert your eyes from him. He's the million Kindle Club.
No, I will answer. No, I mean, I think we all have the same answer. It's a, you know, they say we hope you live in interesting times. It's certainly an interesting time. But as far as the affecting the process, I can't see it having any effect. We tell stories, and we're lucky that they can be told in different forms. And but you got to keep your head down and just write the best story, and then let the society, industry, and so forth determine and public taste on how people want to read and so forth. That comes after you've written the story. And it's really, to me, shouldn't really affect the story.
Well, I want to turn to something else here. The average citizen out there, average reader is out there,